people are going to make decisions in 2023 when they're purchasing a home based on key points in life. Okay, that could be diapers. They just had kids, or they have little kids that are going into school and they want to be in the right school district. Could be diamonds. They just got married. Could be death. Could be divorce, right? There's these big factors that people move no matter what the interest rates are, no matter what the economy's doing. These real estate transactions happen each and every year. So the real estate transactions of the last 2 years, where people are just buying on a whim, these COVID purchases, those will certainly be gone. But the people that need to move for a particular reason, could be a job, could be some of the other things I mentioned, they're still going to make a real estate purchase or sale in 2023. And education is a huge one, right? Like the work from home stuff is kind of going away for a lot of people, but where you send your kid to school is ultra important. To talk about New Haven in particular, where you're running, about the education. Connecticut always says, and I see Ned Lamont running on this, they always say, we've got the best public schools. It's a big flag Connecticut waves at the rest of the country. We have the best public education. Is that true for New Haven?
So New Haven is last in education in the state of Connecticut. Shocking, last. And you see Yale University and some of the spin-offs there. You hear the colleges. You see some of the good grade schools. We have some charter schools. So you would think it would be up there. It is last in education. One of the things that happened is with COVID, New Haven shut down longer than any other school system in the state of Connecticut. So now it's difficult to bring those kids back up to speed. And one of the problems is that funding for some of the after-school programs, remedial reading, mathematics, that was in place before COVID, has all dried up. So how does New Haven get back to getting to the top of education? We need those after-school programs being brought back, so we need funding from that. But you're right. People look at education when they're moving. New Haven would be the last place people would look at because of the education. And it won't be hard to fix. We need some funding for additional materials for the schools. And we need the after-school programs being reinstituted. And then training for some of the teachers. The teachers have been away for some time. They're back now. We need to bump up their enthusiasm and the training. So again, it won't take long to get New Haven back. We just need to move on it pretty quickly.
Well, are we overstating, just as a whole in Connecticut, I hear it all the time that we just have the greatest public schools, and I have my opinion on that statement, but are we overstating that as a state? Or are we, trying to, are we basically living out something that's already past us and trying to still claim it as if it were true?
You're correct on that. We had one of the greatest education systems in Connecticut years ago. Now, if you look at the major cities, and I said New Haven is last, but Bridgeport's down at the bottom, Hartford, Stamford, a lot of the major cities, because of the inner city schools and the lack of funding of these after-school programs and the amount of time that they were shut down, I would say the state of Connecticut as a whole is lacking big time in education.
Yeah, I mean, we're in our studio here in our headquarter office in Guilford, Connecticut. Guilford, Madison, it serves a very small portion of the students. Great schools, great public school systems, but serving, to your point, talking about the cities here in comparison to cities, a very small percentage of the students that are going through the public school system.
Right.
What else are we lacking in besides the cities, and particularly in New Haven, when it comes to getting more kids the education they need? Is it like being able to go out of, going to a different school that's not in their district? What flexibility do we have right now in New Haven? What flexibility do we need for them to choose what school? What would level up the playing field for public schools where they actually have to compete with each other?
Well, and one of the things I did not mention is the curriculum, and I know this is a wild subject, but in the New Haven public school system, and I'm sure statewide, the change in curriculum has made a difference. I know a number of teachers. I have a shop here in Brantford, a mechanical and a tire shop, and I get a lot of teachers and police officers, just a widespread group of people from the community. A number of teachers are looking to leave their positions, and these are teachers that have been doing this for a long time, because of a forced curriculum on them. So I know this isn't answering the question, I'll get to that, but I wanted to mention, you're now getting rid of teachers that have been there a while, that are well experienced with kids, because of the parental lack of say in some of the curriculum, because of the teachers' lack of say in some of the curriculum. So that's also affected the public school system, and that gets back to the public school system.